This is one of the things that I learned the hard way. I used to think a client would come to me and they ask me, say, hey, can you build a website for me? They're actually not asking me at all to build a website.
Mhm.
And so that was a mindset that had to shift. I'm actually not just producing a website for them. What am I doing? Okay, so then this is where you look at your value proposition. What am I actually doing for this person?
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually creating a strategic, customer centric digital brand presence for them. And the website's just the finished product.
Yeah.
So that's when I learned how to do very in depth strategy, research and discovery, competitive analysis, looking at the audience segments and seeing who are the types of visitors we expect landing on this website. How can we craft this new web presence around the visitors? We switched to something called content first. So in the past, we would do like 3 mock-up designs and then use lorem ipsum text, and the client would fill in the copy later. And so we don't do that at all now. We're totally strategic. And so, I mean, I always think of like Apple, right? Like an Apple product. Like those guys didn't wing that to just create that, right? There was like thought and strategy in that. And it's the same with the website. You have to know who your audience is. So who are you going to be reaching with this website? Is it C-suite executives? Is it engineers? Is it teachers, right? Who is it that you're reaching? And then once you know that, you can craft your value proposition for each one of the audiences, and then craft a user journey for the audiences. But we switched to content first, essentially meaning we were capturing all the content based upon the sitemap and the structure that we're anticipating for the new website before we would ever touch design. So that's totally opposite from what most people think, right? They're like, oh, we're doing the design and then we're going to develop it. But like, that was the last thing that we did. And that shift, like when I sell a website of this size, I'm not selling the design. I mean, I'm pretty much like, look at our portfolio, that's self-explanatory. Like we've worked with Universal Music Group. We've worked with Fortune 250 companies like Waste Management, other clients, we're doing a website for Universal Movies. Like, look at the design. Like, I'm not having to sell design. I'm selling the process, the strategy, the research, all the things that we're going to do to make sure that they have a badass project that works, that doesn't just look good, that it works for their business and meets all their goals.